friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me already, my name is Emma and I make content all about houseplants all over the internet. So it is early February, that means Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and what better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than with my favorite plants that have heart-shaped leaves. In this video I'm going to be showing you many different plants with heart-shaped leaves, a variety of difficulties, a variety of options for you, price range, rarity, so you are almost guaranteed to find a plant on this list that suits you. Really quick, before we get into this video, I just want to say if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave other houseplanty things you'd like me to make videos on in the future down in the comments, and subscribe for more. Right, let's get into it. The first plant on this list will probably not come as a surprise to many of you. It is the heartleaf philodendron. So you can get the plain green heartleaf philodendrons, or go for something a little bit more splashy like this sort of Philodendron Brazil or a dark velvety Philodendron micans. All of these Philodendron Anthuriums, trailing heartleaf philodendrons, they're all great and they all require pretty much the same amount of care, which is not that much. They're all pretty easygoing when it comes to care. They can handle a little bit more neglect. They like to dry out between waterings and can tolerate a little bit lower in light than a lot of other plants. Of course, they're gonna prefer bright indirect light, but medium indirect and maybe getting towards the lower side would be okay. It won't be their favorite in the world, but they will continue to live and put out new growth. These philodendrons grow really gorgeous, long, traily vines full of heart-shaped leaves. Mine is a little bit of an immature one, so it's not got loads and loads of those heart-shaped leaves, but when they get bigger, oh my goodness, look at those hearts. They're just gorgeous. I can't wait to get mine to grow nice, big, juicy heart-shaped leaves. And they just like look great cascading out of their pots. They're just gorgeous little easy plants. The next plants that I want to talk about are Philodendron Gloriosum and Philodendron Verrucosum. I'm gonna be honest, my Verrucosum isn't doing too hot right now, so I'm gonna put it down because it's not that pretty to look at and just hold this gorgeous Gloriosum, but I'm talking about both, so it's fine. Look at that heart. It's just literally the perfect heart shape. Like, how can you get better than that when it comes to heart-shaped leaves? And like, they're so gorgeous and velvety. These guys are a little bit more medium care plants than the Anthurium or heartleaf philodendron that I just showed you. They require a little bit more maintenance. They'll like humidity to be slightly higher in your home, and they will require more bright indirect light. They won't really tolerate like much less than that. They're not big fans of medium indirect, so they're gonna need a little bit more of an ideal environment in order for them to like really thrive, which is what we want for all our plants, really, isn't it? The Gloriosum is a crawler. As you can see, I've got it in a nice long pot and the vine is just like trailing along the surface of the substrate. And look at this leaf, it's gotten so much bigger since I put it in here. I'm obsessed, and like this new leaf is on the way and I'm just, I love them. So these look great on like a big long horizontal space where you can really show off this sort of crawling, creeping sort of vine. Verrucosums, on the other hand, are climbers. You can see I've got it on a moss pole here. If you want to watch their leaves grow huge, you need to give them some support, so try giving them something like a moss pole, plank, a wall, even if that's your style, just to give them something to climb onto as they mature, and then their leaves will get huge. This one is a little bit sad. It was suffering with thrips for a while, so not ideal, but like these leaves are gorgeous. And some varieties of Verrucosum also have really nice, gorgeous red backs for the leaves, which make them even more like hearts because they're like red and green, beautiful, huge, big hearts. I love them. I can't wait for this one to like actually properly recover and I can really get it starting to grow big. Next on the list is Hoya Kerrii. So this one is a Hoya Kerrii reversa, which means it's got sort of like light in the middle of the leaf. You can also get like Hoya Kerrii variegata, which I used to have. I'll insert a picture here. And then also Hoya Kerrii, just like plain green. These are an absolute classic for Valentine's Day. Starting like mid-January, you start seeing them popping up more and more around plant shops, which is super cute because they are adorable in the little pots, just the single leaves. But don't be tricked. Do not be fooled. This is a scam, pretty much, unfortunately. And it's sad because pretty much all plant suppliers will provide them around Valentine's Day because they know they'll sell. But a Hoya Kerrii that's just a single leaf will never grow. It will not grow. It doesn't have any of that growth tissue or a node or anything to provide it like the possibility of growing. It's just stuck in some soil and will eventually die. I know, it sucks. So if you do want this sort of heart-shaped leaf vine, you really need to get one that has some vine to it. As you can see, mine has 3 leaves in here, meaning it's got some nodes, which means it's got growth tissue, so it will eventually be sprouting out new stuff. It might take a while because I think this is like a middle cutting, so it'll be a minute, but it will grow. But Hoya Kerrii are fairly low maintenance, similar to other Hoyas. They like bright indirect light. They can even tolerate some direct sun, maybe like dappled or maybe an hour here or there. As long as it's not too hot and bright, it should be fine. They'll love it. They like the light quite a lot. And like other Hoyas, they also bloom with gorgeous flowers. I'll see if I can find a picture of a Kerrii blooming with Hoya flowers, because Hoya flowers are absolutely gorgeous. They just look like these little plastic stars that go pah, and then there's a flower. It's fantastic. So if I can find a picture, I will put it up here. But yeah, Hoya Kerrii, the Valentine's Day classic. Don't be fooled. Get one with vine, so it can stand the test of time, just like your love. That was really cheesy, I'm sorry. I just had to. Next up is Monstera Deliciosa. So you can go for a normal Monstera Deliciosa without any variegation, or you can go for one like this, which is a Thai constellation, or a Monstera Albo, or an Aurea, or anything like that. Obviously the price is going to vary depending on the rarity of the Monstera you're getting. An unvariegated Monstera could cost you anything from a few pounds to a couple hundred, depending how big it is. And same with these variegated types. This one will cost much less than one with really mature big leaves, which might cost thousands. So the price really depends on what you're buying and what sort of care you can give it. If you're newer to the plant world, maybe a Monstera, like a normal Deliciosa, would be a better bet. But if you're getting more into rare plants, get a variegated one. They're freaking gorgeous. I absolutely love this one. She's my baby Thai and I rescued her and she's great. Their care is fairly easy. Even the sort of variegated ones, they don't require all that much attention compared to some of my other plants, which is nice. Who doesn't love a low maintenance plant? They like bright indirect light, but the normal unvariegated ones can handle a little bit lower as well. Ones with variegation will prefer brighter light purely because they need it to keep putting out variegation. So if you are getting a variegated one, keep that in mind. They will also want more humidity because the white bits of their leaves are more fragile, so they need the humidity to keep them looking fresh. Next on the list is a very small plant in my collection, but they can grow much bigger. It is a Syngonium frosted heart. So it's gonna be a little bit hard to see while I'm holding it up, but I will insert other clips of it and I will show you what they look like with big leaves as well, because they're absolutely freaking gorgeous. Of the Syngoniums, they're like not the most common, but they are becoming more common. They have these really gorgeous round, sort of like veiny, frosty heart leaves. Literally, the name makes perfect sense. But I really like them because it's one of the few Syngoniums I've noticed that have this sort of round leaves. A lot of the other ones are very like loby or spiky, kind of sharper. So I really like these ones as they're a bit more round and soft and like loving. I'd say they're probably a medium maintenance plant as well. They will like high humidity, but they will also tell you when they're thirsty, so they'll droop a little bit. Don't leave it too long. You don't want to let their soil dry out too much, but you don't have to be as on top of it as you would with some other plants. Obviously, don't leave it forever. Don't neglect them, but it doesn't have to be like constant looking at them to know if they need water. I recently got this one as a swap and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It's got a new leaf coming in, which I'm really excited about. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit bigger than the two that are there already. So I'm really excited to watch it grow and mature and like start giving me those like really nice classic big frosted hearts. Next up we have Anthurium Clarinervium and also Anthurium Chrystallinum. Both of them have insanely gorgeous heart-shaped, velvety, veiny leaves. I did just do a care video on Anthuriums, so if you're interested, link it up there. But they are fantastic plants. They're a little bit more on the complicated side than some. They tend to need a bit more specific care. They like really high humidity and bright indirect light. And they like to stay a little bit more moist than a lot of the other ones in my collection. They'll want water when the soil is like 50% dry rather than 100% dry like some of the Philodendrons. Comparatively, they're a bit more of a slow grower as well, but they do pack such a big punch. Like, they're very gorgeous statement pieces for your home. Also, it doesn't hurt that the veins are a little bit sparkly. Who doesn't like sparkly hearts? Also, when the leaves are just coming out, they unfurl as tiny little red hearts, which makes them even better. And slowly they get bigger and greener, and so you really get to watch the plant emerge and grow new leaves. It's like a real, like, profound experience. It's one of my favorite plants to like watch their leaves grow, because just over time you're really seeing how much of a change there is, which is absolutely fantastic. And last but certainly not least is String of Hearts. Those of you plant lovers knew this had to be coming, right? Like, how could I make a heart-shaped leaf video without including one of these? Of the plants that I've shared here today, I'd say these are probably the most delicate, but they're probably the fastest growing. I find String of Hearts just like run. They just like string like crazy, popping out more and more hearts, grow super long. Like, this is my smallest one, and I swear I got it when it was like there, and now it's here. And this was like over the winter, and like in the past 6 or 7 months. My regular String of Hearts, which I cut back to literally nothing, is like over a meter again already. So that just like a year of growth. They're just so freaking speedy. They're known for their cascading long vines of tiny little hearts. And there's a few different varieties. There's the regular ones without any variegation. This one is a variegated one, which some of the hearts come out a little bit pink around the side, which is super cute. There's also Silver Glory if you prefer a more like blue-toned green sort of plant. There's a String of Hearts for everyone, really. Unless you like yellow. I don't think there's a yellow one, but that's okay. I don't need yellow. These are also fairly easy care. I tend to like set and forget them a little bit. They like to dry out quite a lot in my experience. Obviously it depends on your environment. They'll like bright indirect light, but also some dappled sun or a couple hours here and there. As long as it's not too hot and bright, they'll enjoy it, and they'll just take it and run, literally run with strings. Like, they'll grow like crazy. Also, they're super easy to propagate. You can so easily, I could chop this right here, propagate these ones, and put it back in the main pot, making a really bushy plant, which I'm hoping to do eventually. So that is it. Those are my favorite plants with heart-shaped leaves. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you find some more plants with heart-shaped leaves for your life. Spread the love. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up down below and comment on your favorite plant with heart-shaped leaves. Tell me, I'm curious. I want to know. Thank you. And subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!